She went from having millions of obsessed followers on TikTok to building a massive empire of nearly 5 million subscribers on YouTube. The money was pouring in from ad revenue and huge sponsorships, but it was not long before she hit the self-destruct button. It started with the Hypocrisy preaching love and acceptance for every gender, race, and sexuality, while simultaneously being caught red-handed using the most vile racial slurs imaginable. Talk about aging like milk. Using words designed to oppress an entire community was not just a mistake, it was a career-ending revelation exposed by leaked screenshots. Internet sleuths went to work, digging through deleted Reddit archives and matching scripts to prove exactly what she had said. Then came the performative meltdowns, where she claimed she could not eat or sleep for days because of the backlash. She played the victim card hard, whining about ghosting her family and being forced to move apartments due to doxing threats. She threw a tantrum because her fans demanded content, which, predictably, turned her into the internet's favorite punching bag. Since then, the downward spiral has only accelerated, shifting from unwanted political rants to explicit content nobody asked for. She is throwing everything at the wall, desperate to claw back even a shred of the relevance she once held. Unfortunately for the fallen TikTok star, the comeback strategy is failing miserably. Hi, I am the Who Else. I make weekly documentaries, and today we are revisiting the wreckage. We are looking at one of the most hated creators of all time to see how she managed to hit an even lower rock bottom. Despite having a real shot at redemption, none of her comeback attempts have stuck, as you are about to see. In typical OnlyJayus fashion, she somehow managed to fumble the bag completely. Now, I have covered her main scandals before, but if you missed that deep dive or just need a quick refresher on the lore, listen up. Here is the speed run. Isabella Avila, also known as Bella Rose, launched her content career on TikTok. Back in 2018, she blew up with her fun fact and life hack videos. She gathered a massive audience by telling people exactly what they wanted to hear, like how to spot a crush. She claimed you could tell who someone likes just by watching who they look at when a group laughs. It was simple, relatable content, and she used that momentum to launch her YouTube channel. She started pumping out long-form videos on deep topics like the meaning of life, aliens, and hypnosis. She tried to convince us that hypnosis was not a hoax, but a profound tool for unlocking the mind. She spoke about realizing the incredible potential of our natural hypnotic abilities. According to her, it was the key to relaxing, changing your life, and just having a good time. It was working, her YouTube was booming until she made one critical error that cost her everything. That mistake set off a chain reaction that is still dragging her down today. And it all started with an accusation. In July of 2020, she accused another creator of stealing her content. That creator clapped back, proving he bad not stolen, a thing they had just read the same article. Specifically, a fact about people born in March being more likely to have asthma, something she tried to personalize with her sister. But when the truth came out, it was not just a loss, it was a humiliating public defeat for Bella. And that was just the tip of the iceberg. That response made everyone suspicious. Viewers realized Times She Times was the one likely copying content, so they started investigating her entire catalog. They wanted to see the extent of the plagiarism, and the results were absolutely shocking. Bella was exposed as a certified content thief, stealing scripts word for word, bar for bar. It went all the way back to her very first YouTube upload, where she claimed to prove God does not exist. She ripped off lines about absolute but immaterial proof and concepts beyond human comprehension. She preached about not questioning things and having faith, mimicking the original author perfectly. Her short-form TikToks were no better, plagiarizing viral tweets constantly. She copied skits about being perpetually tired regardless of sleep or caffeine. She stole jokes about insomnia, hunger, and that constant low-level nausea we all feel. She even ripped off observations about our generation drinking massive amounts of water yet somehow staying dehydrated. We are losing our hair, developing wrinkles, yet somehow still fighting teenage breakouts despite a military grade. Skincare regimen. We spend every waking second grinding at work or scrubbing the house, yet go to sleep feeling like absolutely nothing was achieved. To make matters worse, when Everyday Alex, a creator she ripped off, exposed her, she tried to deflect, claiming the idea was lifted from an ancient Reddit comment. Alex called her bluff and demanded receipts. In a twist nobody expected, she actually produced a screenshot. The image was dated March 20th, 2020. If the story ended there, Bella might have walked away from the plagiarism scandal with a shred of dignity, but as it turns out, she fabricated the entire evidence by writing the comment herself deleting it, and then doctoring the timestamp. We discovered exactly how she manufactured the rest of the image. You can actually search Reddit for recently deleted posts. We ran the script from her screenshot and found she had posted it on a completely random subreddit where she thought nobody would look, deleting it seconds later. Just to get the authentic visual layout for her forgery. She actually had to post it twice because of typos in the first attempt, and then she simply changed the date, which is incredibly easy. That was the final straw that destroyed the respect her audience once held for her. But she had no idea that the situation was about to nosedive, because in 2021, leaked screenshots surfaced, exposing the vile messages she sent to an individual back in 2016. These included calling the person a dumb C-word, a piece of filth, and wishing for their parents to contract cancer, and for everyone they love to die. But the worst part? She called them a hard R N-word lover, solely because they were in a relationship with a black person at the time. As most of the internet agreed, that is a special breed of evil. She did not just say the N-word, it wasn't like she was lip-syncing or rapping along to a track. There are levels to this. You have the white influencer, dancing, and mouthing the lyrics ending in A. Then there is using the N-word directly. Then there is dropping the hard R. But weaponizing a slur is one thing. To insult someone specifically for being in a relationship with a black person by calling them an N-word lover, it does not get any more despicable than that. The massive backlash forced her to upload the standard influencer apology video, complete with the obligatory crocodile tears. The only thing people bought was her promise to collaborate with black creators, to raise awareness on racism. She said, "I want to take this time to step back and share my platform with amazing black creators, who will share their experiences and try to educate others on the trauma that occurs when we use this kind of language." However, instead of honoring that vow, she allegedly ghosted them all. And what did she do when they called her out? Did she apologize and fix the mistake? Of course not. She responded by throwing a tantrum in her car. Today's episode of What Are People Mad at Me For Now? Not checking emails fast enough. I wish I were joking. She claimed she just forgot to respond to an email from a creator wanting to collab and complained, "Instead of just hitting me up again, they made 7 videos about it. Can you please leave me the hell alone?" She cited a diagnosed neurological disorder causing memory loss and procrastination due to time blindness, saying, "I forget to eat for days. I procrastinate sleep for days. I barely text my family back," and complained about moving apartments due to a leak. She asked, "You were gonna throw a fit because I didn't make you my priority?" As a comment on YouTube perfectly noted, it is almost like she is allergic to accountability. And if that wasn't bad enough, it came out that she didn't even write the apology. She had someone ghostwrite it so she wouldn't lose brand deals. The writer came forward saying, "The person who helped you? That is me." They discussed it on their channel and confirmed it was true via text message immediately after. They tried to help her to the best of their ability, despite being angry and frustrated, crafting a good chunk of the apology, especially the section regarding black creatives. When they were discussing that part of the statement, the writer genuinely thought she would hold up her end of the bargain. This, combined with the blatant content theft, quickly eroded any goodwill she had left, turning her into one of the most hated TikTokers of all time. One tweet perfectly summarized the public sentiment. "I was scrolling through my For You page and Jace's live popped up. I feel like I just got hate crimed." Over 448,000 people signed a petition to ban her from TikTok. That hate never truly disappeared, continuing to chip away at whatever credibility she still clung to online. Now, if you recall the conclusion of my previous deep dive, I laid out exactly 2 paths for Bella's future. Her only real choices were to walk away from the spotlight immediately, or keep chasing the algorithm until she fades into total irrelevance. Well, she doubled down on the latter, and to absolutely no one's surprise, it is a complete train wreck, just as I forecasted. But before we dissect the pathetic reality of her current career, we need to address a serious scandal that exploded offline, a situation that easily could have ended with her in a jail cell. Back in September of 2024, reports surfaced that Bella's former partner, Brittany Lee Desjardins, had slapped her with a restraining order. And Brittany's side of the story? She alleged that Bella has a history of toxic patterns in relationships, a cycle that was beginning to repeat itself, specifically involving verbal assaults. She even accused Bella of stalking her home in the dead of night, despite explicit demands to stay away. That erratic behavior, paired with the terrifying detail that Bella owned a gun, left Brittany terrified in her own residence, forcing legal action. Now, Bella flat out rejected these claims, insisting she had, quote, "no history of harassment or abusive behavior." She went further, insinuating that Brittany was fabricating the entire story. She stated, "Unlike Britney, I have been respecting her request for no contact for a couple of weeks now, including blocking her on all platforms, and I have not engaged in any behavior that would justify these allegations." Now, was she being honest? Or was this just damage control to avoid another PR nightmare? We may never know for sure. The legal order was dismissed in late September simply because Britney didn't show up to the hearing, which could mean she lacked proof. But let's be real, it's just as plausible that every word was true, and she just wanted to cut ties with Bella completely. Regardless of the reason, this drama only solidified Bella's reputation as a villain online. The wave of backlash finally broke her, causing her to basically vanish from the web for the last 6 months of 2024. But just when we thought she was gone for good, Bella popped back up with an upload. That actually shifted public perception. To give you some background, TikTok was facing a potential US ban in January of 2025, so she made her comeback on the 19th, posting what looked like a farewell message. And immediately the vibe was off in a good way. She said, "There's gonna be two types of people watching this video right now. You're either gonna see my face and be like, and scroll, and that's fine. Goodbye. I'm sorry. Okay, I get it. Or you're gonna see my face and be like, psychology girl, life hacks? Like, what? You look different since the last time I saw you 2 or 3 years ago. That's crazy. Haha. I know that I haven't always used this platform. You guys have given me the wisest. I've made a lot of interesting choices. I could have done a lot of things differently, and I think about it every single day. And I like to think that I've learned and grown from it." She actually seemed real, and way more humble than usual. She admitted to messing up, even if she kept the details vague. Honestly, it felt miles better than those robotic, PR scripted apologies she used to post. This new attitude really shined through towards the end, where she actually thanked her old audience, no matter what they thought of her today. I'm hoping that we can keep learning. I know I try to be like the educator on this app or whatever, but I've learned a lot from you guys, and I don't want that to end. Whether you love me, hate me, don't have any feelings, I appreciate you. I'm so grateful for everything this app has given me. For a second, this looked like a turning point. A tiny spark for the few holdouts who actually wanted to see a redemption arc. If she'd actually stuck to this humble persona, she could have rebuilt her brand and found a fresh crowd that respected the real her. But of course, that's not how this story ends. The ban never happened, and OnlyJayus immediately reverted to hunting for cheap tricks to regain fame. To be fair, she made a weak attempt to do it, quote, the right way, by uploading long-form content to YouTube. The goal was probably to pull in a fresh demographic, willing to listen to her narrative. But tragically for Bella, those videos bombed harder than anyone expected. Take Her Pillow Fight uploaded, struggled to even hit 3,000 views. That is humiliating for a creator boasting over 4.8 million subscribers. Let's do the math. A massive 99.92% of her audience completely ignored the upload, and the handful of people who actually watched it, they weren't exactly thrilled. It wasn't just this one upload that flopped. Look at her attempt to cover a topic with massive mainstream appeal. Even a safe bet like punk music couldn't crack 10,000 views. And the dislike ratio? It is sitting at triple the likes. One top comment nailed the vibe perfectly, pointing out that she is fighting for her life to pretend the ship isn't sinking. Here is the reality check. If Bella actually wanted a redemption arc, she needed to do it the hard way. That means grinding out quality content that offers real value, refining her skills, and earning the audience back. But it is obvious she isn't interested in the work. She is just addicted to the clout and wants her old status back instantly. So, instead of leveling up, Bella got desperate and pivoted to the most volatile trend imaginable, politics and the LA riots. She started spamming clips to TikTok, clearly trying to rage bait the comments section to juice her engagement numbers. She hoped the controversy would trick the algorithm into pushing her content, but reality hit her hard. The plan backfired spectacularly. The views remained stagnant, and the audience smelled the desperation immediately. Nobody bought the fake altruism act or believed she was documenting history for some noble cause. As one user brutally put it, she is just using protests as a background prop to try and rehab her image. Needless to say, performative activism wasn't the magic ticket back to stardom she was banking on. So she pulled the ripcord and went for the nuclear option, selling adult content. She launched an account on Passes, a competitor to OF, and started dropping spicy teaser clips. She is charging a massive $80 for access, a move we have seen before from the Island Boys. It is the classic Hail Mary for washed-up influencers trying to squeeze the last few drops of cash out of a dying career. Bella seems to be following that exact tragic trajectory, but the situation is actually even grimmer. Even after selling out her dignity, the numbers are tragic, with virtually zero engagement on these paid posts. That implies the revenue is just as dry as the views. The only thing she has actually accomplished? Attracting a few creeps to a fan base that is already on life support. But wait, the delusion gets deeper. While the rest of the world sees a career in freefall, Bella is overdosing on copium, claiming in a subreddit comment that she is actually winning. She said, quote, "I am not saying this to brag, but just to state facts. My views are higher than ever post-cancellation. Denial aside, she has played every card in her deck. And nothing stuck. She even tried moderating her own Reddit community to keep the last 5 fans interested. That was a waste of time too. Yet, she is still hustling, trying to manufacture a comeback artificially. Her main strategy? Scrubbing hate comments to trick new viewers into thinking she is likable. She got caught doing this last August. A quick glance at her socials confirms she is still purging negativity, and she is terrible at hiding it. Her comment sections are ghost towns compared to her view counts, and the few messages left standing, they are suspiciously glowing. It is so manufactured that even casual viewers are calling her bluff. One user laid it out plainly, "Stop deleting the hate, you earned it. LOL. Her subreddit is just as bad an echo chamber where any criticism gets nuked instantly. If it is not blind praise, it is deleted. She probably thinks sweeping the dirt under the rug will magically reset her reputation, but you cannot censor your way back into people's hearts. That trust is gone. Ultimately, Bella Rose, better known as OnlyJayus, took the coward's way out. And she is paying the price. Instead of bowing out with dignity, she is clinging to the spotlight. She will likely keep posting until she becomes a trivia answer nobody remembers. Could she have turned it around? Maybe. But that path demanded grit, humility, and years of grinding in the dark. And Bella clearly isn't interested in action.